My name is André Alex Lima. The people call me André Lima. And I was born in Brazil, and I do Taekwondo for about 30 years. I am black belt 7 dan with the Kukkiwon. Kukkiwon is the World Taekwondo Academy. It's like a headquarters of Taekwondo. And I started Taekwondo in Brazil, and my first master was a Korean, and his name was Soo-myung Choi, and that was in the capital of Brazil, which is Brasilia. I started there with him, and after 2 or 3 years, I believe it was 2 years, he left Brasilia, and so I had to switch masters. And my new master, he was Carlos Lodo. Carlos Lodo was a student of also Master Choi. So I trained in Brasilia for the first few years, and after that my family moved to the north of Brazil, to a place called Fortaleza. We are originated from that area actually. And when we got there, I was about probably 17 years old. And I found out that there was no Taekwondo in Fortaleza. So I ended up opening the first school in that state, in the whole state. So in Brazil they consider me a pioneer in Taekwondo because I brought Taekwondo to that area. It's a big state. Today there's a lot of Taekwondo there. And I was there from 1983 to 88. You know, on those 5 years, I, formed the first group of black belts. So in 88, I left Brazil and I went to Europe. I was in Europe, I was in Portugal and in Paris, France. I lived there for 2 years. I competed there, I won several tournaments, I traveled all over Europe. But most of the time I was in Portugal in the beginning, then I was in Paris teaching in France for a master. His name is Edouard Branco. Edouard Branco is still teaching there. I believe he has 5 schools in Paris. So basically after I left Europe, I came to the United States. I was in New York first. In 1989 I came to the United States, and I was in New York for a while, and then I came to California. Talking about Jiu-Jitsu now. I started Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil in 1986. I was already a black belt in Taekwondo, and my master, Carlos Lodo, he told me about Jiu-Jitsu. I didn't know what it was really, and in 86 I looked for a school in Fortaleza, and I found one close to my house with Master Sa. His name is Sa, C-S-A. And Master Sa was my first Jiu-Jitsu master. I trained with him in Brazil for about 2 years. And then because in 88 I left to Europe, I stopped. There was no Jiu-Jitsu in Europe at that time, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu I mean. And I started back training around 1991 with the Machado brothers in California. And I had different instructors. But the Machado brothers have been my main instructor for the past almost 20 years, especially Riga Machado. I got my black belt in Jiu-Jitsu with Riga, and I competed in Jiu-Jitsu as well. And so up to this day I do Taekwondo and Jiu-Jitsu.